There has been a lot of rhetoric going on around the explosion that took place in Apiati, a town, a mining community near Bogoso in the western region. This is a rather sad development for Ghana and the people of western region. However, a lot of issues have come up. People are making commentaries here and there, but we want to get into the details and educate the public on some of these hazards and how they can work around it to avoid further damage. Some experts and political people and the general public have raised concern about the fact that a high-power delegation led by our own Vice President, Mahamadou Bawumia, went to the site barely 24 hours after the explosion to commiserate with the people and to assess the damage that has been caused. But the main concern here is that, is it safe in the first place to visit such a site? So I think I'll start with Nana Yawasen, so the experts in this area, to educate us on that. So Nana, if you are ready, let's hear you.
Thank you very much, Veronica.
Right.
Yeah. So first of all, I'll just would like to express my sincerest condolence to the people of Apiati and commiserate with them on this bad situation that happened to them. And back to your question. I believe that in situations like this, there are ways by which re-entry is done when there is an explosion, especially with regards to civil explosives. Right. And with a situation like this, where the Minerals Commission is heavily involved, I believe that if there was a need for the president or any dignitaries to enter the area within the time frame you mentioned, I believe that all due diligence would have been done and made sure the place is safe for them to enter the area.
Right, but considering how hazardous explosives are, with your experience, would you say that 24 hours, it wasn't even up to 24 hours, considering the fact that it happened in the afternoon and in the morning there were people on site? Could there have been any dangers posed to these personalities?
With respect to the civil explosive and then for the kind of products that was in the truck, I believe that with that time frame, it was okay to enter the area. As you can see from the footages that we saw, that even the whole truck was consumed by the explosive, and you can see the crater that was left behind after the explosion. Okay. So I believe that, yes, within that period, it was very okay to enter the area.
Mr. Ayariga, do you have any reactions to that?
Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to the gentleman on that side. For me, I am not a specialist in that regard, but common sense will tell us that such explosion of such magnitude, one cannot overrule excess of chemical components lying anywhere that probably did not explode. If such magnitude of explosives were being transported and no proper precaution taking place, and it was able to explode to raise over 500 houses, then I cannot overrule the safety of the people within or less than 24 hours that the place is safe. I will rule that is safe. I would have expected that experts, both security and bomb and other things, will go in there do a proper analysis and a proper scrutiny of the whole place to see whether there are still components of this chemical reaction did not explode and still lying somewhere. I grew up in Germany as a young man till I was 40 age. Till date, as we speak, after the World War II in 1945, Germans are still discovering bombs that were not exploded within the jurisdiction of Germany. Look at the number of years. When they are doing construction, they get to a point they will see bombs and they'll evacuate the place, move everybody from that place, secure before they continue construction. Chemical components are not, even when look, for instance, when a glass breaks in your house, when you hold a bottle of wine or a glass, a drinking glass,
and
it breaks, do you see how far it travels? It does not actually break and stay where it got broken. It travels afar. You will see that in corners you will not believe. So when such thing happens, you secure the place, move the children away, clean the whole part of it, every corner. Sometimes you see particles of the glasses in corners you don't believe it to be there. It's like bomb. It's like explosive. They don't tell you where they go. So it was not safe for the Ghanaian people to move there in less than 24 hours.
Okay,
not to talk about
let me get to Nana for some clarity. Nana, so
Okay.
I believe you were listening to the conversation, right, Mr.
Yes.
So he's made a really valid point, but again, let me find out the kind of explosives that you use for mining. Is it as bad or as dangerous as the bomb, like nuclear weapons, as was used in the past, or for wars? Is that the same, or this is rather mild?
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Veronica.
Right.
So, with respect to the civil explosives, they are not in the same category as the military explosives. And most of the civil explosives that we transport on our roads are under the UN classification of dangerous goods, either class 1 or class 5. So with the product that was being transported, it's a 1.5D blasting agent. So this type of explosive, although it's not considered to be an explosive, but under certain conditions such as confinement and heat, it can be able to detonate. So that was listening to and reading news on what really happened at a PTA. It's very obvious that this was the situation. As the truck caught fire, it created that condition or environment for the blasting agent to detonate. So that was what happened. But in itself, the explosives that we use are inert, and without initiation, they are just like packets or packages of any substance lying down. Unless there is an external force that is going to trigger it to go off, they are very inert. So I won't say that it is as dangerous in the state that is being transported or stored as you would have these military explosives like landmines that goes off under pressure and all that.
Let's make progress, but in any way, the environmental protection, you want to come in? Okay, Mr. Ayariga, briefly.
Just add what he just said. See, those explosives are more dangerous than bombs.
Really?
Bombs are, yes, they are to blast rocks. Rocks. They are not meant for human beings. They are far stronger than that of bombs. And that is why those were able to raise a whole community of 500 houses. Are you getting?
Yeah.
So let's not underestimate the power of those explosives. Are you anything that can crack and break rocks is not common explosive. And the mere fact that it was used it was being transported, and in the process, like he explained, it was not meant to trigger and something happened and it exploded. That doesn't mean that we don't have particles of it lying somewhere. Of it lying somewhere that did not explode. Nobody can tell the quantum or the quantity of explosion that took place. Whether everything or some part went underground, some part went somewhere. We cannot gather all the evidence within 24 hours to say that all the explosives that were carried, all of them exploded. Now we cannot quantify the quantity that exploded.
Right. So
and we cannot. I get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I am not.
Do you want to come in?
Yes.
Honorable Ayariga to misplace the understanding of the explosive that was in the truck. So, like I explained, if you happen to see how it looks like, it's just like a bag of 25 kilo of rice. So it's ammonium nitrate pills that are mixed with fuel, an amount of a percentage of fuel. So they are packaged mostly in bags or sacks, just like we have 25 kilogram rice. So if that particular substance goes off, it's just like grains, even if it is not consumed.
No, but Nana, let me come in. From a safety point of view, wouldn't you agree that at least maybe persons from EPA would be on the site with the National Fire Service people to ascertain the safety first? Because touch wood, if something bad had happened, I mean, only God knows how many of our government officials will be losing due to some sort of negligence. So wouldn't it be advisable, at least talking from the safety point of view, to have coded off the place for at least some number of days to clear the debris and everything before?
That's my point. I'm not arguing about anything. They are the experts, and we are saying that we are worried about the safety of the people. It's rather unfortunate it happened. I was saying they should allow the expert to come in, declare the place safe for people to move. I am not saying that the place was safe or unsafe. I don't know. I'm not an expert. My suggestion was that the experts should go in there and make sure that the place is safe. You know, when things happen like this, because that I'm told that things started burning and people started running there. You know, we Ghanaians, anytime we see anything,
hold it.
We start.
That's our next point for discussion. So you want to hold on.
So,
yes. Or
yeah.
not.
So
I am. Me, you and I, we are only discussing our point of view. He is a bomb or explosive expert. We are only putting our suggestions across and say that please make sure that we are safe before we go there. That's all. It's not a debate here we are having. Yes.
Exactly.
If you allow me, I just want to diffuse certain sentiments with regards to especially this particular situation. And I don't know for what information that you have that you can outrightly say that the cause of the explosion was due to negligence, because it's still under investigation and we're still waiting for the reports to come in. So we cannot conclude on that. And from the regulations and from the procedure that we used during blast, I believe that definitely before the dignitaries would have been allowed to enter the area, there would definitely be competent people to ascertain the area is safe before they are allowed in, because that's a standard procedure. So unless we have any information that would say otherwise, we cannot conclude that that didn't happen. 24 hours is a lot of time to do that particular risk assessment.
So we've picked intelligence that the EPA is actually assessing the safety of the place to clear the debris and all that. before the building of structures promised by government will even be kicked off. So rest assured, I think steps are being taken to sanitize the place before any further development takes off. Now we are going to the next topic that Mr. Ayariga raised. You have been in the mining sector for some time now. Has our mining companies done a good job with educating the communities in which they operate?
Yes, so with respect to the mining environment, I would say that yes, because most of this education is done by the Sustainability and External Relations Department. Most mines have these departments that are constantly engaging the communities and engaging and educating them on mining, on hazards, anything that has to do with the repercussions of mining. The communities are being educated. But what I cannot really say or confirm is that I know that definitely for the host communities, they may be privileged to have these kind of educations, but for the communities on the routes of these transportation, explosive transportation routes, I cannot really confirm because I am not with the Sustainability or External Relations Department.
Right.
But I believe that if there is an instance of that deficiency, then this reveals an opportunity for us to take advantage of that, and especially the communities that along the routes of these transportations are properly educated. And like Honorable Ayariga said, it's something that is common with us Ghanaians, and I believe that even putting explosives aside, we have a lot of dangerous goods that can similarly contribute to such a mass explosion. That's
Mr. Ayariga, any comments on this particular topic?
Oh, no. All we are all trying to do is to make Ghana a safer place for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And his contribution, my contribution, yours, is all gearing towards having a safe place for our people to live in,
right,
and proper precaution. My view is that we should always not rush to go explosive grounds or environment where there are a lot of accidents. If you want monitor, sometimes even when car accident happen, instead of the people, you will see that people can stand in front of them and videoing what if the hardship and the pains, just to video and show, rather than to help.
sensitive, yeah.
I mean, how can we be this wicked? I mean, why? Somebody's dying.
Helping the people you are
You are not a nurse, you're not a doctor, but there are things you can do to support the person. At least if the blood is even flowing, get something to tie that part to stop the bleeding and all. No. We are only interested in the video part of the aspect of it. So sometimes I wish we never even invented cameras with videos.
This is a discussion that we have to expand in future.
We are really misusing it. You will see Ghanaians running, rushing, helping, carrying the bodies in their cars, running to the hospital, driving to. Now nobody cares. Accident happened, and it's like a movie scene. It's like we are shooting.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it's becoming the trend now.